What if I told you that one invisible force changed almost everything you touch, see, and use every day? It can light a city, freeze food, power a hospital, and carry your voice across the planet in seconds. For most of human history, people lived without it. Then, in a relatively short time, electricity helped pull the world into the modern age. But how did that happen? And why did one discovery become so powerful that life before it now feels almost unrecognizable? To understand the change, you have to imagine a world before the switch was flipped. No bright homes at night. No phones charging on a table. No trains gliding through dark tunnels. No instant communication. Most work followed the sun. Factories depended on steam, water, or human muscle. Life moved slower, harder, and darker. Electricity did not just add comfort. It changed the rhythm of civilization itself. The story begins long before light bulbs and power plants. People had noticed electric phenomena for centuries. A shock from a fish, static cling from rubbed amber, lightning tearing across the sky. But noticing something is not the same as understanding it. For a long time, electricity was a mystery, a curiosity, even a kind of spectacle. It belonged to experiments, not everyday life. Then scientists started to uncover its rules. In the 1700s and 1800s, researchers such as Benjamin Franklin, Alessandro Volta, Michael Faraday, and others helped turn mystery into knowledge. Franklin showed that lightning was electrical in nature. Volta built the first battery, giving people a steady source of electric power. Faraday discovered electromagnetic induction, the key idea that made large-scale electrical generation possible. That was a turning point, because once electricity could be produced reliably, it could begin to escape the laboratory. But the real transformation did not happen all at once. It came through a race of inventions, business, and bold ideas. One of the biggest symbols of that era was the electric light bulb. Thomas Edison is often remembered for improving practical lighting systems, while other inventors also contributed to the same breakthrough era. The bulb mattered because it solved more than darkness. It extended the workday. It made streets safer. It let factories run later. And it promised something people had never truly had before: control over the night. Still, a light bulb alone could not change the world. Electricity needed a system. It needed generators, wires, stations, and networks. This is where power plants and electrical grids came in. Cities began stringing up wires to carry electricity from central sources to homes and businesses. At first, this was limited and uneven. Some neighborhoods got power sooner than others. Some systems used direct current, others alternating current. There was even a famous struggle over which system should dominate. In the end, alternating current became the basis for long-distance power transmission because it could move electricity more efficiently over great distances. That solved a huge problem. Now electricity could travel beyond the factory or the downtown block. It could reach suburbs, farms, and eventually nearly every part of modern society. And once it did, the changes spread fast. Homes were transformed first. Electric lights replaced candles, oil lamps, and gas lighting. That meant fewer fires, less smoke, and brighter rooms. Then came appliances. Refrigerators kept food fresh longer. Washing machines reduced hours of labor. Fans and heaters made homes more livable in extreme weather. Small machines did not seem revolutionary at first, but together they changed daily life more than many people realized. Work that once filled a whole afternoon could suddenly be done in minutes. Industry changed too, and maybe even more dramatically. Electric motors replaced older power systems in factories. Machines became easier to place, easier to control, and more flexible. Production could be reorganized in ways that steam engines never allowed. Assembly lines grew more efficient. Output increased. Cities expanded because factories and jobs drew people in. Electricity helped create the pace of the modern industrial world. And then came communication. Telegraphs had already shown that information could travel faster than people. Electricity made that future explode. Telephones, radio, television, and later computers all depended on electrical systems. Distance began to shrink. A message could cross a continent in moments. A voice could be carried over wires. A broadcast could reach millions at once. Electricity did not just power machines. It powered connection. But here is the surprising part. The most important change was not one single invention. It was the combination. Light, power, communication, transport, medicine, and industry all began feeding into one another. Hospitals could use electrical tools and equipment. Subways and trains could move people faster. Streetlights changed urban life after sunset. Electric pumps improved water systems. Entire cities became more organized, more active, and more dependent on power. Of course, electricity also brought new risks and new challenges. It had to be generated somehow. It required fuel, infrastructure, engineering, and safety rules. Not every community received it equally. Even today, access to reliable electricity is still a major issue in parts of the world. So while electricity became a symbol of progress, it also revealed a new truth. Modern life depends on systems people rarely see. That may be the biggest revelation of all. Electricity is invisible, but its effects are everywhere. It does not announce itself. It hums behind walls, beneath streets, and inside devices. Yet it quietly shapes how we live, work, learn, heal, and communicate. It turned night into usable time. It turned distance into connection. It turned isolated invention into a global network. So how did electricity change the world forever? By becoming the hidden engine of modern civilization. It did not just make life easier. It remade life itself. The world before electricity was slower, darker, and far more limited. The world after it became brighter, faster, and more connected than anyone in earlier centuries could have imagined. And that raises one final question. If electricity transformed the last 200 years so completely, what will happen when we learn to use it even better in the years ahead?